are especially invited. We were really intentional about the groups that we wanted to have in this room. So you're out here today to help us work on 3 initiatives. We're here today to make progress. One of my mentors early in my career said, the goal is progress, not perfection, and do not let perfect be the enemy of the good. So that's really what we're leaning in here. We know that we can't do this alone. As part of the ForwardDMV, part of all of this is that working together to be able to identify what are the sort of next best steps for moving forward. As Ron said, in October, we gathered and we discussed promising practices and looked at good work that is happening here. Since that time, we continued to do more landscape reviews, landscape analysis. We started mapping out all the pieces that we were able to see, projects and initiatives and organizations and leaders starting to think about work to help be supporting our regional economy. And we tied these to aligning to either supporting short-term works with federal employees and contractors, supporting early career pathways and scaling those pathways, as well as long-term talent pipeline development for the region. We started mapping them out there. If you take your picture and zoom in a little bit, you'll see groups that are also in this room here. Talent Capital, Greater Washington Partnership, Refraction Incubator, others that I am not going to read through all those pieces. But our goal is really to show that the initiatives we're talking about today, we want to complement this ecosystem and be able to build on this work, connect to this work, build more connections, make this an even stronger web working together. So as we considered looking at these initiatives and the need that they have, we thought about what could help contribute and move the work forward. We thought about meeting a set of criteria to be able to be part of this short list of initiatives. The first criteria is that their scale. We want to be able to address have the capacity to quickly scale to meet the scope of needs for the region. The second is interest, that there is clear interest ahead of this event. And as we're talking with people, many of you before the event, people said, yeah, that made sense. So being able to have the interest in the room, that the initiative needs to meet a demonstrated need, has to align with broader economic priorities, such as supporting and displaced federal workers and contractors and maintaining talent in the region. As we build an initiative, it needs to have measures of success so we can show progress going forward and a clear timeline for implementation. So on the next slide, we identified these 3 initiatives as being the places where we think that there can be value added. And we'll be spending the rest of the day today breaking down each of these initiatives and having mini design sessions, feedback opportunities, innovation to be able to move this work forward. The first that we'll talk about is a gig economy accelerator, looking to launch in the spring to support specifically supporting transitioning federal employees and contractors through short-term project-based income-generating work. The second, we're calling scaling career pathways. This is they're building the foundation or laying the groundwork to launch a regional one-day innovation lab to talk about how do we scale pre-apprenticeship, apprenticeship, and wraparound support. Our country and our region for the last decade has been making major investments in pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs. We want to talk about how can we broaden and scale those. The third is regional talent pipeline development. Over the next year, how can we make sure that there is talent to meet the demand of the jobs that are there? Working to coordinate across partners and jurisdictions, meeting the needs of employers. As I said, our goal is to complement and add to the good work happening in the region. We don't intend to duplicate efforts that were on the big map there. And you're here today to help us find opportunities for alignment in areas where work could be done better. We want you to walk away feeling a sense of being part of this community with us and contributing going forward. So I'm going to pass over to my colleague Amanda to talk about what that looks like.
Yes. And we're not going to get religious, but we're going to get religious. You're here for a reason, right? You came here today because you're interested in this work. You care about DC, Maryland, and Virginia. You're trying to support young people. Maybe you have a friend or a family member who's been laid off. I mean, every single one of us knows the impacts either on the AI side or on the workforce side, whether it's young people or adults or even in our own families. And that's why we're here, because we care about it. And I'll say personally, I'm kind of a LinkedIn person. I like to share jobs. I was checking back there with my colleague Andres. I'm like, 63,000 followers today, really, because I share jobs. I thought, well, there's something I can do. I can share jobs. And each of us are doing our individual things to the landscape assessment that Kat shared individually and organizationally. But coming together is what we need to really move forward. And that's what this is about and why I'm so proud to be part of it. And so after lunch, you're going to see these cards on your table. For those of you that remember like United Way pledge cards, like it's kind of like that, right? It's paper actually, which is shocking, but we also have it online. But why this is important is every single one of us can contribute something. Right before, when we were having the break, someone ran up to me and said, I'm really interested. How can I get more engaged? And I said, you will find out soon, right? And it's as simple as inviting a colleague to some of the groups that are coming or a friend. That really matters, right? Is there a group that's missing that should be here? Let us know, right? There are so many ways that you can be engaged and support this region to move forward. Like we said, ForwardDMV. And so that's what this is about. It's about working together. And we really look forward to every single one of you, either individually or as an organization, thinking about what are the resources you have, the network you have, and how can we share it, do more of it together, and come out stronger as a region.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Amanda.